So I want to step away for a moment from this border dispute to your term as Chief Minister. Ever since having taken over, there is a growing sense, as we speak to people in the Northeast, that Himanta Biswa Sarma is trying to be the super CM. You are Chief Minister of Assam, but other states are feeling that you're trying to play the role of the Bada Bhai and that you're trying to act and push your way as the super CM of the Northeast. They don't particularly like that. How do you respond to this?
Rahul, the kind of things we are exhibited from the very facts that during the conflict also it is the Assam police who got killed. Sometime in national media, people start talking as if we have gone and we have killed somebody in Mizoram. So it is the Assam police who gets killed, and I have requested my police that you need to be restrained because all these states were carved out from Assam. So we need to keep the spirit of Northeast alive. And I do not think that there can be any allegation from me at my personal level. But yes, as a Chief Minister of Assam, you need to do your job, you need to do your duty, and I think that is in case of every CM who has to do their duty towards his own state.
But instead of dialing down on the rhetoric, by tweeting publicly, you were seen as fanning the flames, rousing ASMI's sentiments against the people of Mizoram.
Rahul, I think you have again basically you must go back to the deadline of 26. I never tweeted anything. Only when Chief Minister Mizoram Zoramthanga tweeted, I telephone him and I clarify our position, the position of Assam, and also for the larger audience in national media. I have replied to his tweet. It was never any tweet was done by myself. You can go for the deadline 26th and you will see that I have only answered what the kind of concern raised by the Chief Minister of Mizoram for the larger audience. But if you go to my mobile, you will see I talked to the Chief Minister of Mizoram during that time of the event at least 8 times, and every time I dialed him.
Okay, because you did put out a video which had about 20 armed men holding what looked like machine guns. They were in battle fatigue, looking like they were sitting in a clearing in a forest. But you're saying this was in response to what?
Yeah, these are the Rahul. These are the issue because at that point of time we were of the view that these are civilians.
Okay. The other question that's being asked about your tenure as Chief Minister, Mr. Sarma, is whether Himanta Biswa Sarma is trying to portray himself as the Yogi Adityanath of the Northeast and especially of Assam. In a state with the kind of minority population that Assam does, questions are being asked about whether you're trying to enforce a new form of Hindutva in the state. How do you respond to all the commentary, the articles, the editorials that have been written asking whether Himanta Biswa Sarma is trying to be the Yogi Adityanath of Assam?
I have never been to Uttar Pradesh, and in last many years I have not seen what Yogi Adityanath has done, but I am sure that all the Chief Minister of BJP ruled state are implementing a common agenda. So my agenda and Yogi Adityanath agenda, my agenda and the agenda of Karnataka Chief Minister, my agenda and Chief Minister of Gujarat agenda cannot be different. We are implementing a common agenda, and that is my mandate too.
Now, in this clash, there were multiple theories that came, some from you, some from spokespersons in your government or supporters, initially seeming to blame your crackdown on cattle smugglers for the clash, then blaming the drug mafia for the clash. At some point in time, the refugees from Myanmar were blamed from the clash, then also the forest mafia, or the crackdown on beef trade. All of this was blamed for the clash. So, for the clash between Assam and Mizoram, given all the options that have been doing the rounds, who do you think is really to blame, sir?
I think now we have issued a joint statement for peace and tranquility. At our level, we should not go and post-mortem it. But as a journalist, you are always welcome. You can visit Assam and Meghalaya and give your independent peace of mind to the national audience. But we have signed a peace declaration. We do not want that image of Northeast should suffer at the national mainstream. So I have sent my minister to Aizawl. They have welcomed my ministers. Together they have issued a joint statement for peace and tranquility. And now that has been restored. I do not want to post-mortem it. But as an independent journalist, you can always do that.